My friend Boobaloo was just back from migration, and I was looking for an activity for the two of us to do together. Now, if you haven't met my friend Boobaloo, I will share with you that he came into my life through a fortuitous stroke of lightning. I mean, like, literally lightning. A few years ago, I was driving home from the going out of business sale at Bubba's Meat Market, and my trunk was crammed with heaps of hamburger, pounds of packaged pork, a whole Thanksgiving turkey, 2 halves of a chicken, 6 ducks, and a case of frog legs. And I got caught in one of our famous Florida thunderstorms. Just biblical rain. A wall of water, couldn't see. I mean, really, I should have pulled over for safety's sake, but this is Florida, people. I had to get that meat to a freezer, thunderstorm or no, so I kept on driving. And then, lightning struck the trunk of my car. And that lightning did a Frankenstein on the meat menagerie inside. It melded it all together and reanimated it. With the horned head of a cow, the body of a pig, down his back the wings of a turkey, a chicken, and 6 ducks, my buddy Boobaloo stands about this high on his giant frog legs. So like I was saying, he's back from migration. Now, he may have the horned head of a cow and the body of a pig, but his heart and his dreams are all duck. Boobaloo migrates. And so he had come home, and I was looking for something for the two of us to do together, you know, a little bonding experience. So I thought to myself, how about obedience school? So I asked him, Boobaloo, would you like to go to obedience school? And he shot out his great frog tongue and kissed me on the cheek, right here, which I took to mean a yes. So I set to work finding the perfect obedience school for us. Now, it was important to me to find the right school. I love Boobaloo with all my heart. But he can come as a surprise to people. And this was his first experience with formal education. So I wanted it to be a positive one. So I had to get just the right school. So I sat down at the computer and I searched obedience school near me. Scroll, scroll. Canine corrections. Seemed a bit too punitive. Boobaloo and I are both firm believers in positive reinforcement. Scroll, scroll. Doggy boot camp. Well, first of all, Boobaloo is not a doggy. He is a bovine, porcine, turduck amphibian. And boot camp? Really? Why can't we have a bonding experience without all the militaristic metaphors? Scroll, scroll, and there it was. Blissful obedience. All pets welcome. Whoa. So I clicked through to their website and I started to fill out the registration page. Pet owner's name, Janelle Ben. Pet's name, Boobaloo. Pet's breed, mixed. And then I entered my credit card information. It's a private school. There's tuition. Submit. And we were going to school. Now the first day of class was 2 weeks away. But Boobaloo and I had some things to accomplish in the meantime. The website had told us that we should come to school with a collar and a leash. Well, I gotta tell you that a collar does not fit his bovine porcine situation. So I went on Etsy, and I scrolled and looked around, and I found a bridle of Peppa Pig, Boobaloo's favorite TV show. Add to cart. And then scroll around a little bit more, and there was a tie-dyed horse lead rope, which appealed to my inner hippie. Add to cart. Submit. Buy now. And they were on their way. Now the website also said that we should come to class with a treat that is highly motivational for your pet. So I asked him, Boobaloo, what is so tasty delicious that you would do just about anything in the world to get one? And he said, flies. Well, of course, he didn't actually say flies. He's a bovine, porcine, turduck amphibian. He doesn't talk. But, as anyone with a beloved pet will know, he understands every word I say, and he communicates to me telepathically. So, I went on Amazon. Couple of clicks later, we had us a bag of freeze-dried flies on the way. Well, the 2 weeks passed, and it was time for our first day of class. So I loaded Boobaloo into the SUV, and we drove over to Blissful Obedience. He was so cute. I took a picture of him standing at the door of our house before he goes out, you know, for his first day of school. So sweet. Holding his little bag of freeze-dried flies and his big cow lips. So cute. But when we got to Blissful Obedience, our reception was not exactly blissful. The teacher was in the lobby, and she was greeting all of the pets and their parents as they came into class. And as soon as we came through that door, you could tell we were not quite what she was expecting. And you could see the wheels in her brain turning, trying to figure out how to get from shock and awe to warm and welcoming. But to her credit, she got there. Well, you must be Boobaloo, and you must be Janelle. Come on in. Welcome, welcome. Go on in. Take a seat with all the other students. And so we made our way inside. Now, Blissful Obedience is located in a like metal domed building. Think airplane hangar. So there's plenty of open area in the center for the pets to practice their skills. And then along the walls, there's rows of chairs for the pets and their parents to sit and learn and wait their turn. So I navigated Boobaloo and I over to an empty chair on this side of the building, and I sat down and waited for class to begin, and I was scoping out all the other pet parents and pets on the other side of the building, and seated directly across from us was a woman who, from the top of her perfectly coiffed hair to the tips of her designer shoes, she was dressed in an elegant and clearly expensive ensemble. And sitting on her lap was a rat dog thing. And it had a diamond-studded collar and a leash that perfectly matched her entire outfit. Peppa Pig bridle, and our tie-dyed horse lead robe, and my Birkenstock sandals, and I nearly died of shame. But the woman next to me, well, she snapped me out of my self-deprecation. She said, "Hi, my name's Kim, and this here's Baxter." Now, she was there with her black Labrador Retriever Baxter, and he was all wiggly, like Labrador Retrievers will do. I said, "Hi, my name's Janelle, and this here's Boobaloo." Well, Boobaloo and Baxter took one look at each other, and they were new old best friends for life. Baxter was just a wiggling, and Boobaloo was doing happy little hops with his frog legs. And then those two boys started to chest bump and rumble and tumble a little bit, and they were having a good time when from across the room we heard, "I didn't know creatures were allowed in this class." It was Rat Dog Woman. Creatures? Seriously? Now, as the pet parent of a bovine, porcine, turduck amphibian, I get this from time to time. And as much as I try to steel my heart against it, I have to tell you, it still stings. And what's worse, Boobaloo heard her. He stopped his happy little frog hops, and he's just there. And Kim reached over and she tousled the hair between his horns and she said, "Don't you mind that woman, Boobaloo. You have as much right to be here as anyone else." And that's when Kim became my new old best friend for life. Well, the teacher came in and class started. And she shared with us that the first thing we'd be learning was how to heel. Now, heel means that your pet walks beside you, not in front, not behind, and they turn when you turn, and they stop when you stop. And if they did it correctly, we should give them a treat. So we all got up, and we made a big circle in that center of that room, and we started walking around counterclockwise, and then the teacher told us to stop and turn and walk the other way. And I gotta tell you, Boobaloo was a natural. He walked right by my side, he stopped when I stopped, he turned when I turned. He did so good, I flipped him a freeze-dried fly. And as we're walking around, his big frog legs made a little sound on the floor as we walked, which I thought was adorable. But apparently, Rat Dog Woman did not appreciate it. "Quiet, please. We're trying to concentrate." Haters are going to be haters. Well, we practiced some more, and then the teacher said that was enough learning for the first day. And all the pets had done so good that she was going to pull out some agility equipment, and they could play with that as a reward. So she pulled out this big tunnel into the center of the room for the pets to run through. Well, the first one to run through was a border collie named Zip. And let me tell you, that dog is appropriately named. Because that dog went zip right through that tunnel. And we all went, "Yay! Go Zip! Woo!" And then it was Baxter's turn. And Baxter went gloop, gloop, gloop through the tunnel. "Yay, Baxter! Woo!" And then it was Boobaloo's turn. And he lined up, and he hopped as fast as he could on his frog legs and ducked his horn and into that tunnel. And his head went in, but his ham hocks did not. And from inside the tunnel, we heard this squeal and scream. He was stuck. I leaped to my feet and I ran to help him, and Kim and the teacher came to help me help him, and the three of us pulled open the mouth of the tunnel and he came back out. Big old cow tear coming down his face. And there weren't any cheers. There was just a heavy, awkward silence in the room. And then, I told you creatures shouldn't be allowed in this class. Right, woman. And that is when Boobaloo lost it. He just melted in a mess of tears right there on the floor. And I was so shocked and stunned by that woman's cruelty. I didn't know how to help him. I didn't know what to do. But Baxter did. Baxter came running over, and he came up to Boobaloo and gave him a big old Labrador lick on the face. And I helped Boobaloo kind of pull it together, and then Baxter went into that dog, play bow, and he was there, woof, 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 and wagging, and then Baxter jumped over the tunnel, woof, woof, and then back over the tunnel, woof, woof, and then back over, and we all got it at the same time. Leapfrog. Of course. Boobaloo's natural game. And so Boobaloo got it together and zoop, he hopped over that tunnel, and then zoop, he hopped again. He made it the whole length of the tunnel in just 3 hops. And everybody went crazy. Yay! Well, from then on, it was a freestyle event. Some of the pets ran through the tunnel. Some of them leapfrogged. One hedgehog just did somersaults. And when it was Rat Dog's turn, well, he just ran the length of the tunnel beside the tunnel. And we all cheered. Woo! And his mom did not appreciate it. When he got to the end, she scooped him up and she said, "If you're not going to learn to do it correctly, we're leaving." And then she stormed out with him. We all felt sorry for him because he's got to live with her. Boobaloo and I learned a lot that first night at obedience school. We didn't just learn how to heal. We learned how to heal. We learned that most people, like his teacher, are good at heart. And even if they have a bad moment, if you just give them some space, they'll get there. We learned that even though the cruel words of a stranger can cut your heart, the kindness of a friend can help it heal. And me, I learned you do not want to store those freeze-dried flies in the pantry next to the raisins.